When I lay eyes on a particular animal for the first time while out hunting, generally, if my eyebrows are raised, then I found something special. A mature recruiter with a lot of characteristics in what I'm looking for. And when I found this stag, little did I know of the journey that lay ahead and the challenges this deer was going to put me through. It's now later in the rut and I'm back to have another crack at this stag. It seems like it's been far too long since I last hunted him. Plenty of things have crossed my mind since then, as I relive some of those close encounters daily. While checking over my gear and making sure all was good, one thing that did stick in my mind was how often he'd bed down alone, or off to the side of a mob.
I've just flanked a mob of deer here, trying to keep an eye on this big fella we've been following all morning. He's a long way from where we first seen him. The mob split up and now he's bedded down in some saplings and a bit of long grass. We've got a good breeze drawing up the side of the ridge he's on, so I want to slip into some saplings up here and halve the gap and then yeah, get a bit serious. 70 yards away now, third day of this hunt, and this is about as good a chance as I've had so far. He's bedded again by himself, maybe with another stag there. We can't locate him, but we've got a mile of deer over to our right. He's just sitting off them now. We've just got to crawl this. I want at least half the distance. I want to be 30 yards or less, and I'll try and set up and wait for him to stand. But finally, we've been on this fella all morning. Finally got into 25 yards. We're there for probably, I don't know, a while. Starting to get a bit uncomfortable sitting there, and wind sucked back a couple of times, but we got away with it, and then he just blew out the last time. Anyway, it's not over yet. Hopefully bed down by himself again. That's his downfall.
I was wondering if I'd pushed this stag too much, disrupted him, as he simply vanished. Or was he just resting somewhere, because he was in the last stages of his rut? The problem was, I don't know where somewhere is. I'd only ever seen him out in the flats or in the river near the house. Never over any past seasons, nor pre-rut with any of the bachelor mobs. And he's never shown up on any of the game cameras. All I know is I'll be covering as much country as I can in the remaining few days, and hopefully catching a glimpse of those wide heavy antlers to be in with a chance. 2016 was a totally different year hunting-wise. After another poor wet season, half the RUSA population had moved off elsewhere chasing food. But June had brought unseasonably good rain, filling the dams and creeks and rising the level of the river. It totally transformed the countryside, making it a welcome sight after the 17 hours behind the wheel. It's so good to be back. So it was back to the usual routine. Glass the flats and hollows and hunt the river and ridges, hoping it's only a matter of time before I come across him. All the other stags were safe for now, as I had a lot more ground to look over and time on my side. Still hoping to find and finish what I started 12 months ago. There was definitely a purpose in all of us this morning as we ran glass over the flats. For last night, only 2 minutes from the homestead, I pulled the cruiser up to check out a stag that looked to have a fair bit of mass up top.
He's real similar to that fella from last year, real similar.
He was side on at first glance, and I didn't think he had the length in his main beams to match the picture I had in my head, and he had no drop time.
I don't look at him more, but he's pretty wide, eh?
But when he turned our way, my eyebrows peaked. There was no doubt it was him. Almost a year to the day, he has reappeared right under our noses, back in the same area it all started last July. Out on the flats is where it all seems to happen overnight. And it didn't take long to make out the tops of a lone set of antlers way out in the middle of it all. We just needed a different angle to make sure.
Honestly, I want to have a look at him, yeah. Yeah, I think that's him, mate.
Very left one, looks like.
After the first hour as the sun rose, most of the deer had moved off the flats. We took advantage of the lack of deer and relocated our position, stealing some ground to get a better view of the stag. One day call from a ways off was all we needed, and I wasted no time closing the gap as he was bedded in the only section of the flat with some decent ground cover.
Well done.
Thanks, boss.
Well done. Well deserved.
The time we spend out in the field is crucial in deciphering all of what we see. In the end, it came down to his solitary bedding habits, and that was his downfall.